Hey guys, how's it going? This is Dave Sebastian, coordinator of Mentoring Arts Programming with Wayside, Youth and Family out of Framingham. I'm excited to be back with you guys again. We are in the home studio in Shirley and continuing to on the project that we started yesterday, which is working with the Procreate program to create a sketch of Jonah Hex, who is a comic book character, to build the drawing so that I can then create a series of airbrush stencils from it and apply it to the back of a leather jacket. We finished the leather jacket we were working on. We took about 9 live streams to finish this up. This is based on Cthulhu, the H.P. Lovecraft character, very popular H.P. Lovecraft character. So now we're going to start another one, and this one we're going to base on the, I believe he's a DC character, Jonah Hex. He's kind of a bad dude, you know. He has a really specific looking face. I can show you that real quick. All right. So here's Jonah Hex here. You see he's got, you know, this really terrible scarring here. This is a particularly awesome drawing of him. I'm liking that, and I'm going to use that as one of my references. The other reference I have is the gun we're going to use in the project. So that is that. Okay, so that is what's going on today. That is what we're going to do. We're going to continue working on that. I'm hoping 2 more hours on it should hopefully, you know, pretty much wrap it up. And then our next thing, which is tomorrow, I'm on Facebook tomorrow, same time, 3 to 5. We will continue the project. So we'll either finish this up or build the initial stencil for it, and spray that onto the jacket. The other jacket that I worked on, that particular one, I was kind of freehand drawing it, and I was using an Inktense white pencil. I have very often used charcoal pencils. Excuse me, use charcoal pencils to kind of do the same thing, you know. But for some reason on this particular leather, I just couldn't get it to work. So I decided I would try that other method, and that has worked out really well. So I am excited to continue working on it and to start another jacket. You know, I learned a lot painting that last jacket. You know, working on a like living surface like leather is difficult. Not so bad in the airbrush because there's so little contact. But when it came to getting in there with the paint marker, and I would say it's a full-on half and half paint marker, half airbrush. In the airbrush, I was using marker paint anyway, so it was pretty similar, and it looks pretty similar. But that was the deal. It was like the airbrush, then the marker. Excuse me, the airbrush, the marker, airbrush, marker, until we got to the end. A lot of it was airbrush, a lot of the front and stuff, and definitely a lot of my setup lines. Once I had established them sketching, I would pull a specific shape out of it and spray that, clean up lines, and and that kind of stuff. This particular project will probably be pretty similar. What I'm thinking is about having it be a fairly dramatic version of Jonah Hex. I am 100% using the artwork of Gabe Leonard as a base for this work. I think he's the best not Western United States artist, although I have no idea where he lives. I have no idea. I mean, artist of the Western culture, scenes or whatever, history. He does some unbelievable shootout drawings, paintings. He's incredible. You guys should go check him out. I really, really dig what he's doing, and I think that you guys would dig it too. And his stuff is super crazy cinematic, meaning he's using the camera placement to create more drama. By camera placement, I mean like what's inside the frame of your drawing. Anyone who likes to draw should sit down and think about camera placement, because for many years it would be just a task to draw the object, draw the character. And often in the middle of a blank page would be your character, and maybe in a great pose, but it would still place a character, in the middle of an empty field, which just is, is like a character study, and that's fantastic. But for this one, we really want something a little more. Don't know why I always yawn so much when I'm online with you guys. So he creates a lot of drama, and the camera placement is very key. So, you should think about that, and everything, if it was a camera that you were using to create your drawings, right? It's like, what kind of information would the camera give you? It would give you everything around your character and your character. It would give you the lighting, the weather, the everything, the texture. And then you could look at it and work on it. Now, for some reason, a few people think about that with their drawings. I work with young adults, 16 to 26. So many of my younger folks are incredibly talented. These things just haven't occurred to them. I'll be honest with you, I was probably 30 before I started thinking about the concept of placement and texture and lighting. And these things just, for the work I was doing, they didn't seem really that relevant, but of course they completely are. Try to get jacked up on coffee and see if that'll work. All right, well, let me tell you a little bit about programs really quick. So my program is called Greenhouse Graphics, which you would know if you're here with me on our YouTube page. I work with Wayside Youth and Family. Again, my title is Coordinator of Mentoring Arts Programs. And Wayside is a human service agency out of Framingham. I've been working with those guys for about 7 years. I have a basement studio in Tempo Young Adult Resource Center, which is at 68 Henry Street in Framingham. This is a great spot that is helping out a lot of kids. If you're 16 to 26 and you need something and you're in the Framingham area, please come by. They have transitional facilitators that are interested in helping. Sorry, guys. They're interested in helping young adults with whatever they might need, like crisis stuff, like homelessness and drug problems, to just substance stuff, like washing your laundry, having a shower, and a food kitchen, and just a place to hang out. They have a room called the Chill Zone, and I always think that is probably the second most valuable thing in the space. The first being the computer lab. But it's an amazing spot, and normally I would be in the studio there on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10:30 to 3, and I would encourage you guys. Damn it. I would encourage anyone that's in the age 16 to 26 and needs anything to please come by, on those days or any day that you might be available. They're open mostly Monday through Friday. Unfortunately, because of the health thing, right now they're appointment only. So if you need something, give them a call, and they'll let you in. You just have to go through a little bit of the protocols. You know how it is. So that's what, they're doing some great work there, and everybody is really nice and really approachable and that kind of stuff. So that is the deal with tempo. So I don't know, like that's about 10 minutes of listening to me talk. Why don't we go ahead and move into drawing, because otherwise I lose interest. Just kidding. I love you guys. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, so the first thing that we're doing is, we're working in Procreate here. But if you can see the, let's see if I can show you both of these. All right. Okay, so if you take a look at the drawing on the top here, you can see that this is the drawing. This is a pretty good drawing of Jonah Hex. He says, because it's mine, But I was making some adjustments today, taking a look at the bend in his arm and stuff, and I felt like it just wasn't clear enough. Sorry, guys. And I felt like I need the elbow to be pretty good size. And I couldn't quite see what was going on with the elbow. So I worked on it for a little bit just before we started. Now the problem is I worked on it on my shadows layer, on this gray shadow that we were working on. And I thought that really looked good, and I wanted to save a version of that. Unfortunately, I've drawn on top of it. So what am I going to do? Right? In Procreate, there isn't a way to select by color. I kind of wish there was. There's a way to like pick colors and that kind of stuff, but not so much select. In fact, without sounding negative, there is not that many selection options in Procreate. I mean, Photoshop is completely about selecting. It's manipulation of every kind, but it also has a huge number of selection methods. So this is going to be better than trying to battle with Procreate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we can take our image out of Procreate as a Photoshop document, so maintaining our layers, moving it into Photoshop, making the adjustment that we need, saving it, and moving it back to Procreate where we can continue working on it. This is a solution, I hope, and so it's kind of cool. I'm hoping you guys, I always hope that no one ever needs to fix mistakes. But in reality, I always feel like mistakes are 110% more valuable to your development as an artist than successes. I often look at paintings I think worked out, and I'm like, well, it's the ones that were terrible that make you say, I'm going to go back and try to do that again, or I'm going to try to figure that thing out. All right. So first thing we want to do is we would take a look in Procreate. This is the drawing. And we go up here to the wrench. And we want to click Share. And in Share, here are some options that we have. Now, like we said, we want it to be a Photoshop document. So we're going to export it. Where are we going to send it to? There's a bunch of options here of people that we can send it to. And then there's these ideas here. Down in here, we can message it or, add some different options to it. For this purpose, done. For that purpose, for the purpose of getting this into our machine, all we have to do is airdrop it. So if you take a look right here, you see that my iMac, which is where we have Photoshop and where we're going to manipulate it, is listed right here. In fact, all of my devices around are listed right here. When you're live streaming, I'm currently using 4 devices, and I normally top out at 5. So we need the iMac, so we click Share with the iMac. My iMac gets a notification that in my folder is the image. This is, now we'll switch over to this machine with me. This is my iMac, and this is the new document screen for Photoshop 2020. We're not going to use this right now, but I had it open because this is where you start, right? So what we want to do is we want to just say open, right? And in open, it will take us into my files, and it'll tell us this right here, untitled artwork. But it's easy to find if you do this, right? Whoop. Did it flip over on me? Yeah, because you can see the artwork. You know, this is alphabetical, I guess. Yeah, let's see, by date added, right? So then we got this guy right up here at the top. So all you do is double click that, that opens it up. And then for Photoshop, you know, this operation is brain death simple, right? So you go in and press W. This is the magic wand tool. You select, whoops, got to make sure I'm on the right layer. Oh, that ain't that one. Yeah, it's this one. All right, so we need to be on this one. So deselect, I like grabbed select. So now you want to go in here, we're on the right layer, and we select that. All right, so now we want to say cut. Whoops. Did I do it? No, we need to command cut. There we go. So now that guy is gone. And then we just do command paste. Whoops. Command paste. There we go. So now it's on its own layer, which is what we wanted, right? So as far as the other information, we can now turn this layer off. And one of the things that was a bummer, I felt like, was I lost all this shading that I had done. We're going to jump down to this layer, because I also made the mistake of putting these lines here. We want, doesn't look like we got any, oh, I see. Let's go with deselect. We'll you know, one thing that's cool is you could turn everything off except this black background layer, and then I can select, oops, where did I say that was? Yeah, it's on this layer, and we select, hey, how about the same mistake 4 times in a row? All right, it's this one. Yeah, so we go in here, see if we can actually select the right thing now. Same thing, we want to say cut. We're going to stick it on this layer. Is that the one? Yeah, we're going to stick it in this layer. Say paste. All right. This layer. And this layer. Command E is merge 2 layers. So now all of that white adjustments that I had made, which these are definitely journalistic notes. Please don't judge me on the quality of this second white drawing. This was really just screwing around. But, I mean, not screwing around. This was additional research to try to get the drawing to be where I could work with it. Some adjustments I feel like that I wanted to do. Yeah. So in any case, that's what we wanted to happen. Right now I had thrown this blue layer in. Oh, that's interesting, huh? Oh, that's that it? Oh, I don't have a lot of the other layers turned on, so get that one. This one I think is a layer that I didn't actually want to use. Just turn this black off and leave white on. Huh. All right, we need to turn off the layer with the adjustment on it. Huh. Oh, we got another one in here. All right. Oh yeah, that was the one that was like this. Huh. Exactly sure if that is our background. We've selected the white of our background because it does have everything except the background. So let's try deselect. All right, we know that is there. So this line must just be something I erased, maybe. No, it's not there. See, there we go. Shift. This is my one of my reference images here. So we say cut. We can turn that off. Back up here. In here, say paste. Whoops. Undo. One of the cool. Oh, maybe I did that one already. Oh, that's not it. Oh, we'll just try paste. Oh, actually, that one's better. Let's try that one. That's that one we want to save, but not that. This. All right. Yeah, that's the one that I thought worked well. V is the move tool. Oh, Command Z is undo. The one we want to use is this one. This one is I. So now we got the move tool. We're on the layer where this artwork is. You see, like, I think his arm is working, but it would look much better bulked up a bit, you know, and pulled down a little. That way I'd have more room for the gun and stuff. So mostly this guy is drawn in white. I'm sorry, he's drawn in red. And I was working with the white background. So the intention here is so that I can see the white that I sketched it with. But if we take this away, turn this on, and turn this off, we pretty much have the drawing we worked on yesterday, with the exception of this foolish situation right here. I wonder what I can do there. Well, we'll bring it back and see what we can do to fix it. This is still an underdrawing anyway, so there's no reason, I can't just go back in with that same, tool. Pretty sure we're using the organic clouds tool or something like that, but we'll figure it out, and that is the deal. So now we've separated out this artwork right here. Just want to see if, before we go, they're on the wrong layer still. Yeah, see, that's selecting the white, so meaning I erased a spot I shouldn't have. So what are you gonna do? Again, it's a sketch. All right, so we're gonna save this as the same name, and then we're gonna share it. Right, share, and we got this guy right here. And who we gonna share to? The iPad 2, since I have two iPads here, and there we go. So now this is the photo of it. So then we just go back into Procreate, say thank you, and then we close that background, and we go over here and we say import. Oh, that's not the way to do it. We need to hit photo, all photos, this last one, yep. And so now we should be able to, oh, that didn't work out correctly. Let's try that again. Save as. Since we got that back with just the one layer on. Maybe I should. Got a couple of ideas. Okay. Let's close that one. We'll just select that, get rid of it. jump back over here into the Procreate app. You know, we just want to get rid of that particular artwork. So all you do is hit select, click the artwork that you want to delete, and hit delete. Already did that, so I don't need to do it again. So now we got this guy saved. We got all of his layers saved. And we want to try again to say export. And we want to do original. Oops. Working up in this area here, we want to say airdrop again. And we want to go to this pad again. All right. And there it is. The only thing is, maybe I can't open it that way. Let me see. Yeah, the same. Not sure exactly why that didn't work. And it ultimately didn't work anyway. Let's check real quick and see what else we can do. Again, it doesn't matter. I think what I will do is just leave this guy here. And so I can just make the adjustment that I think makes sense. So then you can see that this is my reference image. Whoops. This is in Procreate again. One sec, you guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Sometimes your chair is just wrong. And we can't have that. You know what I mean? So we gotta fix it. Okay. Let's go back in here and go to our already layered artwork. And let's flip on our black background layer and turn off the white. So now we can take a look at what I feel like is a good adjustment for his arm here. Just want to make it a little bit bigger and a little bit more pointing to the camera. Making his arm bigger is going to help me have the camera where I want it to be. All right, so I'm on the red layer here. And that is his face, which is the layer I want to manipulate. So then we grab this. This is the freehand selection tool. I was just talking to you guys about selecting. Oh, I just selected that wrong. So I'll do that. Let's try selecting again. All right. Okay. So now what we want to do is click that guy. So what that has done is select what's inside of our selection. You know, we made sure we're on the red layer. Whoops. Forgot that you can't deselect. Whoop. Undo. Usually about the 20th, time that I do this, I usually get it right. All right, it's not a guarantee that I get it right. So what that's going to do is give us the opportunity to adjust our selection to have it fit into this space a little better. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the size of the of his arm, right? Push it over here a little so that it definitely like feels, you know, bigger. This idea of where the other gun should go, you know, I don't really care for that actually, but I do like his hand bigger. So we're going to leave it like that. And then the other thing that I wanted to do, which I want you put your finger down and hold. It'll give you a selection tool. The front is the color you're picking now. The bottom is the last color you picked, which is extremely convenient. So we go in here and hold our finger, select the red that we have drawn everything else with, and start to draw my new idea of how extreme his back should be. Again, special thanks to Mr. Gabe Leonard for an unbelievable Western drawing that I am totally ghosting in every way. So now you double click on your pencil, it becomes the eraser, and we can go in here and take out our other line, right? Now again, this is a sketch, so you don't have to go. I'm not going to go crazy on detail and stuff. Okay, so that was kind of mostly what I wanted to do. I think one more thing. I think we'll take this area there. Oh, I did it again. And just bring the size up a little so that his elbow is by far the largest part of his arm. You know? And then we just turn those guys off. So now that we got that, I'm thinking of taking the other layer, getting rid of this front stuff. Oh, well, that was the deal, right? Okay, let's try this over here on the machine again. I forgot that I needed to share this without this white adjustment, and that will be the most powerful thing, because here I'm stuck with it. I've put it on the wrong layer, and that's why I'm working on the other one. Although, yeah. Anyway, what we want to do is I'm going to send this back looking the same, or maybe just share the white layer. Oh, so in Photoshop, if you hold Alt and click on one, whoops, I hit the wrong button, you can just get the one, So what I want to do is I want to export this one layer. Right, export as. Wonder if that's the best way to go. Let's call it this and call it 2. Okay, so we want to share that guy. Airdrop that over to our iPad.